Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Today, we all hear people talk a lot about how one should live or behave. We see various people on the internet talk about how to achieve success. We constantly hear people at work, gatherings, and public spaces go on and on about how to be a great individual. What if we instead focused all of our energy and time on actually being an ideal individual? We already have more than enough of us talking about how to be great, but we certainly have more room for people who simply live every day in a virtuous manner. Acquire the habit with regard to every action, so far as possible, performed by someone else, of inquiring within yourself. What is his aim in performing this action? But begin with yourself and examine yourself first of all. Carefully examining both others and yourself is a crucial habit to develop if we want to improve ourselves. We must observe both good and bad examples in others' actions and habits, and determine which ones to aspire to. Seeing certain examples coming from others will give us a very clear perspective. But as Marcus Aurelius states, we must begin with ourselves. We must start with our own actions and habits, and decide what can be done to make things better. This kind of self-reflection requires a great amount of humility and integrity. We may even need a mentor or an honest friend, but what we definitely need is the establishing of life principles that we believe in and follow. The moment you awaken from your sleep, ask yourself this question: will it make any difference to me if someone else criticizes me for actions which were just and right? It will make no difference at all. In this world that we live in today, our societies are filled with various opinions on how to live. It can be very confusing to find the right path for ourselves, and sometimes others may react negatively towards our lifestyles. If we have a solid set of principles that are well thought out, it can make a huge difference in our day-to-day lives. One of the benefits is that outside criticisms start to affect us much less. Most criticisms from others are shallow opinions based on a snapshot of what they see, and that has no chance going up against a set of principles and values that we took our time and energy to produce and write down on paper. We have a clear vision and life philosophy to fall back on. As long as we keep returning to those principles, we will be able to live virtuously. Small is the span of time now left to you. Live as on a mountaintop. For what matter whether you live here or there, if everywhere you live in this great city of the universe? Let people see, let them study, a true man who lives according to nature. If they cannot bear with him, let them kill him, for it were better to die than to live such lives as theirs. We all have a limited amount of time on this planet. Would we rather spend our precious time, like the majority, just talking about how to live well? Or would we rather spend our life concentrating on actually living in a way we are meant to be? I think we all know the answer. As Marcus Aurelius states, let people see and let people study an individual who lives according to their nature and philosophy. Observe what your nature requires of you, insofar as you are merely governed by physical nature, and then do it and exceed willingly, if your nature as a living creature will suffer no damage. Next, you must observe what your nature as a living creature requires of you, and accept that fully, if your nature as a rational living creature will suffer no damage. Now every rational being, by virtue of its rationality, is also a social being. So apply these rules and trouble yourself no further. Thank you for watching.